Okay guys, it's time to have a difficult little chat about Uncle Ben Chiarot. The guy has been a beast so far this season for Montreal. This is the final year of his contract, and I'm going to tell you why I think that Ben Chiarot could be traded this year, and why I think it only makes sense for both parties to go this direction. And while we're at it, I'll even tell you guys what kind of return I think they can get for Ben Chiarot. So stick around, you slimy little trout, and let's talk about Benny. But first, before we begin, if you're a fan of the Habs, or just sniffing whatever Paling's been sniffing on the bench here, up his nose, then please consider subscribing to my channel, as I upload a ton of hockey content, and would really enjoy having some more of you grasshoppers tag along for the ride. Now, Ben Chiarot has been on fire lately. He's been pinching in up in the ozone. He's been carrying the puck up the ice. He's been making a good first pass. He's even been crashing the net. He's been a handful out there. And he's been accomplishing all of this while still playing a physical game and being miserable to deal with at his own end of the rink. And what's most impressive is the guy is doing all of this without his D partner over the past couple of seasons, Mr. Seamus Weber. And get this, Ben Chiarot could possibly be one of the best trade pieces the Canadiens have right now. I mean, if they continue to spiral backwards as the season goes on, this is a guy that's in his final year of a $3.5 million per season contract, and you gotta think there's probably gonna be some teams out there near the deadline that are gonna be interested in his services. And the better he plays, the more that stock is just gonna climb. He's a rental, and I'm wondering how you guys feel about potentially trading him away. Let me know. But before you get angry and try and fold my clothes with me still in them, let me explain to you why I'd be okay with letting him go, alright? And I like Ben Chiarot. I really do. I think he's been worth every penny to Montreal since he's been here. But the problem is, Marc Bergevin brings in a similar defenseman every offseason. We got Joel Edmundson now. He's a shutdown guy on the back end. He's already locked up until 2024. David Savard is locked up until what's going to feel like forever. And Caden Gooley, a first-round draft pick of the Canadiens, is right around the corner. In fact, he looks so good during the preseason that I wouldn't be shocked if he was a regular next season. Unless, of course, the curse of the Montreal first-round draft pick continues. Jeez. So, Chiarot's contract is going to end at the ripe age of 30. He's actually going to be 31 years old when he hits free agency. And we don't really even know if he wants to stick around in Montreal. After all, the Habs are kind of like a team with no direction right now. They don't know whether they're rebuilding or retooling or revamping or I don't know. So rather than hang on to him, if things are still going like it's been going, then I'd trade him at the deadline to whatever team whips out the most ice cream for him. And you know, a lot of you are probably thinking Ben Chiarot isn't worth half a bag of outdated Zesty Cheese Doritos, but let me ask you something. How do you feel right now about David Savard, huh? I'm guessing he's probably not a fan favorite, am I right? Well, old David Savard himself, at the same age last season, in 40 games with Columbus, he had only a goal and 5 assists. He was minus 19 to boot. And guess what happened? The Columbus Blue Jackets traded this guy to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a first-round pick and a third-round pick. So don't give me that shit about Ben Chiarot. If David Savard can get you a return like this, then so can Ben Chiarot. If a team feels like they need a shutdown D-man heading into the playoffs, then Ben Chiarot is their guy. He's a beast during the playoffs. The whistles get put away a little more, and he can play out there against some of the best. You can match him up against Connor McDavid, Keanu Reeves. It doesn't matter. The guy is great at shutting down top lines. That's his bread and butter. And the fact that he's been on fire this year definitely helps maximizing that return. Look at these numbers for Chiarot. Jeez. Now, for those of you that really like Ben Chiarot and don't want to see him go, I guess you could still hang on to the dream of maybe trading him for a first-round pick and then turning around and signing him back as a free agent during the offseason. Because if you don't have dreams, then you're not going to get nightmares. Yikes. Anyway, guys, that does it for this video. I know everybody is not going to agree on the idea of trading Chiarot, especially with him playing as good as he's been. But let me know down there in the dirty-ass comment section whether you'd pull the trigger and tell me what you think he's worth. And as always, I'll see you next time.